everybody, I'm Chef Rob. We are going to make some chocolate chip cookies today, but they're going to be pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. So a little twist on the chocolate chip cookie. We're going to start with some of the wet ingredients, getting the sugars and the butter all together, and add some vanilla and pumpkin. So, going to get your medium bowl, and we're going to add 1 stick of melted butter that has been cooled. Okay, so it has been just melted. It's not still very hot at all. Okay, so you're going to take this butter, pour it right in here. There's a 1/2 cup. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of the brown sugar. This is the light brown sugar. Pack that in nicely like that. Add that. And now a 1/2 cup of the white sugar. Make sure you fill that up all the way. Add that into the butter. And just have a whisk handy. And get this really mixed really well. You should see no lumps of the brown sugar. Can take an electric mixer, but once this butter is melted, that's all you need. Looks really good. We're going to take 1 teaspoon of the pure vanilla extract now and add that to the butter mixture. 1 teaspoon. And this one has no egg in it. So by having no egg in it, it's going to have like a nice chewiness to the cookie. Okay. Now this is the pure pumpkin, also known as the puree. I'm going to take 6 tablespoons of the pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, but the pure. You just need a very small, the smallest can you can buy in the supermarket. Unless you're going on to make some pumpkin scones or some pumpkin bread. And that is number 5. And number 6. Okay, we're going to whisk this all together. If you have some pumpkin left just like this, throw it in the freezer. It's perfect for like if you're doing a, I do a pumpkin Alfredo sauce with tortellini. And you can just add a little dot of that to the Alfredo sauce, a little bit of nutmeg, and it comes out really good. Also, if you have a pet, dogs absolutely, this is great for their skin, pumpkin. So let's take this mixture right here and whisk this all in. Again, I just want it to look like one nice orangey color. Always go up against the side of the bowl. That looks good just like that. Alright, let's start our dry ingredients. 1½ cups of the all-purpose flour. Nice and level. Just going to bring this over here. And now the 1/2 cup. Alright, good. Make sure you mix all the dry ingredients at the very end. A 1/4 teaspoon of the table salt. That will bring that pumpkin and the cinnamon and pumpkin spice out in this. And now a 1/4 teaspoon of the baking powder. Just like that, nice and level. The baking powder will make them kind of rise a little bit. Now I want some of the baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon. Some brown cinnamon. So I am going to use 1½ teaspoons of the ground cinnamon. And if you put a dot too much, it'll be just fine. So 1½. And now I want 3/4 of a teaspoon of the pumpkin spice. So I have a 1/2 right here. And now I just need a 1/4, and you could just go right up against the jar just like this. Now let's mix this really well. Get all those spices mixed in really good. These will freeze excellent too, and you'll make about 18 out of this batch. Okay. me just add in the wet ingredients right now. If you could see, the butter kind of solidifies, so it gets a little thick. So you do want to work not on the faster side, but just kind of complete the batter within half hour or so. Okay, I'm just gonna get all that pumpkin, brown sugar, vanilla. Make sure you scrape that bowl really good. And now let's get that batter mixed in really well. Okay, we will need to put this batter in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes, and you can actually leave it in the refrigerator for up to a couple days if you wanted to. If you wanted to make these fresh for guests or your family on a different day, you can make the batter ahead of time. Okay, we're just about finished mixing this, and now don't overmix it. Let's put in a half cup of the chocolate chips. I'm using the semi-sweet. I'm using the little mini ones, but whatever size you have. And if you like milk chocolate or dark chocolate, it will work fine. Just get this dough where it is mixed well, and then just stop. Just want to get underneath really well. Put some plastic wrap over this in the refrigerator and let it sit for 30 minutes, and then we will shape them. And then we'll put them on a silicone baking mat or parchment paper. You're going to need 2 trays for this. Okay, we're going to bake them at 350. It'll take about 10 to 12 minutes. These will freeze excellent. You'll be able to freeze these actually up to a couple months, but they won't last. So again, you're going to get 18 cookies out of this. So let's put this in the refrigerator. Okay, so this was in the refrigerator for about 2 hours right now. So what we're going to do is take about a tablespoon and a half of the cookie dough and just make them into like little balls, just like this. Okay, it's a little more firm, so it's not as sticky, but if you have the gloves, it comes in handy. Again, you should make about 18 out of this batch. Now, one of the things with this recipe is take a spoon at the very end and just press it down onto the cookie, and what it will do, I will show you right now. If you don't do this, they may not flatten out as they cook, so give it a little push and kind of set it on its way, just like that, okay? And now these are ready to start putting into the oven. 350 oven, 10 to 12 minutes. Don't forget, press them down just a little bit, okay? Give them the little start, ready to kind of go like that, just like a good cookie. Now, 10 to 12 minutes, what I want everybody to do, put one on the lower rack, one on the rack above, and in about 5 to 6 minutes, just switch the pans around and then close that door really quick, okay? That way the tops and the bottoms get evenly cooked. Now, the way to tell if they're cooked, you're going to start seeing a nice crispy edge around the outside, but the inside, it's going to seem very doughy. Don't worry about that. Please take them out in 10 to 12 minutes. Let them sit. You could always press a few more chocolate chips into the tops if you like. Don't have to. Or sprinkles or whatever you may want to do. And these will be absolutely delicious. You can let these sit on this tray without covering them for a couple hours, and what it will do, it'll give this a little bit more of a chewier cookie, and then it will also intensify the pumpkin spice flavor in it. Okay, so let's cook these now. Our pumpkin chocolate chip cookies are finished, and now just take them with a spatula. They sat for about 10 minutes, and as I said earlier, it's going to have a soft center, but it's going to give it a nice chewiness to this. You can let them sit out a couple hours. You can even take more chocolate chips and put them in there if you like a lot of chocolate in there. And then we're just going to leave these on this plate right here. They will stay really good up to a week just in the regular room temperature. After that, I would say you would want to freeze them. I hope you and your family will enjoy making this recipe. They are very delicious, and again, nice and soft, have a chewiness to them. You can follow my Facebook page at Simply Creative Chef Rob, and each week I will put up my new listings of where I will be and whether it's Facebook or Zoom. Okay, so enjoy.